Welcome back. What have we done so far? If we look at our branch explorer, we can see that it sort of tells the story of our project. We started by creating the level, then added some player movement, and then took a couple of minutes to do a first refactoring. All in all, we already have 14 change sets. Notice how easy it would be to explain the project to someone who would be joining at this point. So what's next? If we look at our roadmap, it now wants us to add the actual game logic. What do we mean by that? Well, so far we have a ball and we can roll. This might be fun for about 20 seconds, but then the player might ask the question, what now? So we have to give the player some goal. In this game, the goal is to collect so-called pickups, for which the player can collect points and win the game by collecting all of them. Okay, first of all, let's add a pickup. To speed things up, I will again just paste one in, which is just a simple cube, slightly resized and rotated. Obviously for now it doesn't do anything useful. But we can change that by adding some collision detection to our player script. So in the player controller, we add the code for collision detection, which is just using the collider's onTriggerEnter method, in which we check if the other collider has a tag of pickup, and if it does, we deactivate it. This will not work yet because we need to set the correct tag. Oh, I already did this, so just make sure to add and set the tag if you want to follow along. Also make sure that you set the box collider to trigger. And now, voila, the player can collect pickups. If that's not fun, I don't know what is. In our version control window, we can see two changes. One on the scene, where we just added the pickup object, and one on the player controller, where we can finally see Plastic's semantic diff tool. It tells us that we added a new method to the script. Great. It's time to check in our amazing game logic, and hopefully by now you realize that we forgot something important compared to our previous changes. We forgot to create our next task branch. If we look back in Plastic, we can see that we are still on the main branch. Obviously, we could just do the check-in on the main branch, but this would be cheating and violating our one task, one branch approach, which we don't want to do. Now in Git, for example, you could just now create a new branch and commit the changes to it. But this is because branches in Git are not actually anything, just pointers. This is different in Plastic, and so when we try to create the branch, Plastic will complain that we have pending changes in the workspace, which we first have to clean up. It will actually create a shell for the branch, but the workspace will still remain on the main branch, and this dotted change set represents the current changes. So how do we solve this? We don't want to lose our current changes, but we also don't want to check them in on main. If you did the main sections in the course, you hopefully have some idea what to do. The solution is to shelve the current changes, which will reset the state of the main branch to the state where we created the new branch. Then we can easily switch to the new branch and unshelve or apply the changes from which we shelved. For that, we need to change to the pending changes section, where we can see our two items with the same changes that we already checked in Unity. Here at the top bar, we can see the shelf option. Let's provide a short description and click the button. Plastic will ask you if you want to keep the changes that you just shelved in the workspace. Since we want to reset the workspace, we obviously want them deleted. In the Branch Explorer, we can see that we are back at the previous change set, for which we can now conveniently change to the new branch. Our pickup object, of course, is not present in the current workspace, which we can see in Unity. So now is the time to bring our changes back, which we can again do from the Pending Changes view. Here on the right side, we can find our shelf and check that it has the changes that we expect. If everything looks good, we can hit Apply. When we now go back to Unity and reload the scene, this time the cube is back. You can also see that the changes are applied, but not checked in yet. So again, at this point, we could correct anything that we don't like. We test if the collider reacts to the player, which it does. So finally, we can check in our basic game logic. Okay, we saw how we can use shelving in order to manage pending changes which we don't want to lose. Shelving can be very helpful in situations like the one we just saw, where we actually wanted the changes at some other place. Another scenario might be when you need to quickly check out some work from another branch that maybe someone else created, but you're not ready to check in yet. Just be careful to not overuse shelves, because obviously when you start manipulating the same files and on different shelves, those changes might start to conflict. I hope you now have another tool in your version control belt. So let's move on with our current feature.